right, welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Joining us here in the studio, Dallas Thomas with Gore Creek Fly Fisherman. Yo.
Hello.
Hi. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Mark.
You haven't changed. You look the same. You got this fishy look going on, Dallas.
Well, it's nature now. It's just part of it. Part
Earthy
of me.
tones.
Yeah. I got to blend in with the surroundings.
How you been? How's the fishing? What's happening on the rivers?
Waters are up. Water clarity is kind of hanging casual right now. Hasn't gotten too bad, and if it is bad, it's clearing up through the day. But for the most part, it's fishable. You just got to know where to access and what bugs to use.
So how can you explain to people, like, when you go to the river and you notice that it's off color, or if it's stained, or if it's really muddy, like, when do you know that it's beyond fishable? Like, is there a certain clarity level off the shoreline or anything that helps?
I don't think the river's ever beyond fishable.
Okay.
I think it's always fishable to an extent. With the right techniques, the right rigging of your equipment, and the right flies, I think you can always catch a fish in almost any condition, especially if you know where on the water to be casting, and which pockets and which eddies to be fishing to.
So when the water's off color like it is right now, it's stained a little bit. Is that better for a beginner fisherman because they don't have to worry so much about that finite presentation and the real fine tippet? You can go to bigger tippet. Did things change a little bit that way?
I think it makes things a little bit easier, especially with your bug choice. You don't have such a broad selection of which you can use. Bigger water, darker, cloudier water, we're kind of sticking with our bigger flies, girdle bugs, large stone flies, something that's going to contrast with the watercolor as well. So your dark browns, your blacks, trailing, I know we all hate it, but the pink salmon worm, it works.
We don't all hate it because we don't like to promote it, but it works.
It works.
It's a reason why it works.
It can be pretty unstoppable sometimes, especially on high, big water, muddy days.
So when the water's off color, you use a lighter colored bug or a shiny bug or a darker bug?
I usually use darker bugs.
Okay.
For me, it typically contrasts a little bit better. If you're using a brown bug and brown water, the contrast just isn't as strong as, say, like a black bug in brown water. Or if you're fishing streamers, black streamers and white streamers contrast really well in the watercolor right now.
Okay. You guys have any trips going out?
We do. We're getting trips out every day.
You got flow trips and wade trips both?
Flow trips and wade trips. We're running anywhere on the Colorado right now, mostly just pump house to radium. It's the clearest section of the river. We floated that yesterday. Fishing did pretty well. Water clarity wasn't where we'd like it to be, but that's kind of expected for this time of year.
We can't help that.
No, exactly.
And we have weather in the forecast that's going to change the temperatures. It might settle down some of that runoff for a little bit, right?
Hopefully that'd be nice. It'd be nice to see the river come down a little bit, see the clarity pick up a little bit, and give us anglers a chance to go out there and catch a few without having to be too finicky about our bugs.
So let's, obviously you know what happened over the weekend on the Eagle with the rafters. They weren't fishing. They were just free rafting, having a good old time. 4 people in a boat, 1 PFD. Any messages you want to put out there for people going out in a boat? Maybe if you're going with a guide, the guide's going to make you wear a PFD. But if you're free floating, it's kind of a free-for-all. What would you suggest for people?
You should be wearing a PFD anyways. With the current river conditions, it's up and down variably day to day. You got debris still in the river. There's trees in the river. There's rocks that aren't really covered up by high water yet. Runoff is really just pushing everything through, and until it pushes everything through, there's a lot of obstacles, a lot of strainers. There's actually a pretty big spruce tree right in Riverwalk right now. It's kind of blocking a decent portion of the river. But PFDs is absolute must, whether you're kayaking or boating. If you guys are doing the whitewater sections up Dow Junction and below into Eagle Vail, wear a helmet. Yeah, I know it's goofy, but you might be able to stand up in the water, but that means it's shallow enough to bump your head on if you get tossed from the boat.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
Good to see you. Give Dallas a call at 970-476-3296. I'll go to GoreCreekFlyFisherman.com for more information if you want to book a trip or you want to swing by the shop and pick up some bugs. I've got to look at that weather forecast coming up next.